Since body acidification is the trigger for dozens and even hundreds of the different diseases, do you agree it would be useful to know how this acidification occurs? A small child's body has a pleasant, fresh smell, appealing, but the scent of an old person is quite the opposite, unpleasant and heavy. Why is that? What causes us to age? In fact, our whole life is a constant self-acidification. The processes of assimilation and processing of food, any physical, intellectual, or emotional load, of course, sports, sex, and creative work, even thinking or breathing causes the acidification of the body. In nature, this process is called oxidation or rusting. Similar processes in our body are called the peroxidation of lipid walls of cell membranes. Simply put, the fats in the body go rancid, and as the acidification processes go on, and if you do not drink enough water for years, the body gradually becomes clogged and acidified. Therefore, old people have such a heavy smell, like spoiled food. Take, for example, a butter or vegetable oil. If they are kept warm for a long time, they deteriorate and become rancid. A similar smell to an aging, decaying person organism. If a person doesn't drink enough water and regularly and intentionally, where I emphasize intentionally, does not flush out the acids created during life, the body gradually becomes clogged and acidified, resulting in a characteristic smell. Notice that the words acidification and aging in this case mean the same thing. From this we can conclude that by drinking enough water, we can delay these processes, and it is not complicated. As long as you take care to maintain the acid-alkaline balance of your body within the normal limits. And I will use litmus paper to taste my saliva. Surely everyone is familiar with acid-alkaline scale, where the middle or neutral point is 7, everything below 7 is acidic, above 7 is alkaline. Here, above 7 is just only one section, 7.5, as you see, dark purple. And the rest, starting from 6, are green, yellow. These are acids. So I will take one thing, put on my tongue. And and then you can see it's about something about 6, yeah, about that. Before they start the video, I no, 6.5, yeah. Before the start video, I refrained from taking water for some time, and then while preparing, I was talking a lot, and this is the result. I will dry some water now, because my tongue is dry. My mouth is dry. And while the video continues, I will drink 4 more times, and in the end I will measure pH again to compare readings, and let's look then what will be the results. But if you have no such a litmus paper, such a litmus test, don't worry. The signs of acidification are quite easy to see even without it. The very first sign is fatigue or weakness, bad mood, lack of energy. Acidic people always lack of energy. If we are tired, we want to rest. And usually the suggestion is take a breath. So the body lack oxygen and had reduced fatigue by and to reduce fatigue by deep breathing. Also, we often hear people say, "Why you are so sour?" The Latvians used it, but maybe you know similar expressions. Then please write on the comments. Of course, first of all, we attribute it to unkind behavior. However, annoyance, irritability, a dismissive attitude are also signs of acidification of the body. The next phase is depression, which is actually the acidification of all body fluids, including brain solution. Hypoxia is the lack of oxygen of the brain, in the brain, yeah? Free oxygen is not present in our body. We know that the oxygen does not enter the brain in the form of gas. Its carrier is water, enriched with the alkaline minerals as such as calcium, potassium, magnesium, sodium. The more alkaline minerals, the more oxygen can be absorbed. Acidic blood is thick, slow flowing, where erythrocytes, the red blood cells, have clumped together. In acidic environment, in brain, in the blood, there is lack of oxygen. But in order for erythrocytes to deliver oxygen in the brain, to the brain, in the brain, the blood must be liquid, flowing, because the capillaries that supply the brain are very delicate, narrow, and the erythrocyte has to fold almost in half in order to squeeze through and reach the most distant, remote places in the body, so that the brain is not starved of oxygen. When we drink alkaline water, we dilute the blood, supply it with oxygen, and ensure the blood supply, thus restoring metabolic processes. I'll drink again. So, to reduce fatigue, first of all, it is necessary to ventilate lungs, breathe deeply, take in oxygen. To ventilate the lungs, straighten up and take a few deep breaths and exhale to replenish oxygen in the lungs. Posture is important. It is important to straighten your back. Pull your shoulders back so that the more space is created in the lungs for oxygen to enter. If you slouch, you won't be able to take deep breaths. A dignified posture is a prerequisite for health, so that not a single organ feels pressed, squeezed, or deprived. First is breathing. Secondly, to reduce acidity, you must drink 2-3 glasses of warm alkaline water, the one with pH 7.5. Drinking water below 7, you will not increase alkalinity. It will only exacerbate the already acidic state of the body. On sale, there is a water with pH 8 and even higher, but what is written on the label not always true. You can verify it by checking the pH with the same litmus test or with a special pH meter. It's not a problem. So that was second. And third thing is necessary to activate microcirculation. it is necessary to move. It can be simple physical exercises, stretching, walking, nothing complicated. It doesn't have to be a heavy load, just to get your internal solutions moving, to get the brain oxygenated. And so the solution is to breathe, to drink water, and exercise. So I will drink again. What are the other signs of acidification of the body? Hundreds of different diseases. Let's start with the most noticeable. For example, calcite on the teeth indicates the acidification of the body, the critical condition of the oral cavity. To prevent teeth from loosening and falling out, the body converts saliva acids into insoluble salts. Tartar is the accumulation of the excess salts in the mouth. Signs of the deeper processes, sediment in the urine and stones in the liver and kidneys, they do not appear in one day, but gradually as the body becomes acidic. The body tries to neutralize the acids by encapsulating them. And at first, deposits are formed as grains, as little grains, which increase in size and in number over time, and they are very difficult to eliminate. Subsequently, as the result of acidification of the body, the bile thickens, gallstones form, and the liver can no longer perform its functions. If the process goes even deeper and uric acids began to accumulate, gout is diagnosed as a result, which indicates prolonged and serious metabolic disorders. The lens of eye is also damaged by acids, resulting blurred vision and cataracts. An alkaline environment is necessary for formation of all new tissues, including new connective tissues. But in acidified body, the synthesis is disturbed so that they gradually lose their elasticity. This is how the brain tissue is damaged. The muscles become weak. The heart is one of the muscles. And over the time, the joints, one by one, become weak, lose their elasticity. But body constantly works to neutralize acids. The body uses its reserves and takes calcium from the bones. Accordingly, the bones become brittle. Therefore, old people often break bones not because they have fallen, but because the bones have become so brittle that suddenly something breaks, and as a result, person falls. Blood vessels are the same connective tissue. When acidified, they become inelastic and brittle. In addition, the vessels become overgrown with salt deposits, become now narrower, and blood becomes thicker, blood thickens, and these vessels narrower, blood thickens, and the body is forced to increase blood pressure in order to ensure blood circulation. As you can see, the high blood pressure is another sign of acidification. The mental state of person is also closely related to a degree of acidification of the body, because the hormone of fear, adrenaline, and the hormone of death, illness, and sadness, cortisol, they instantly acidify the internal environment. And to overcome stress, you need to drink a couple of glasses of warm water and exercise intensively to sweat. Because the fastest way you can rid of acids and adrenaline pollution is by crying, sweating, and urination. Remember the most stressful moments of your life, your experiences on that. As you have noticed, water is involved in all the mentioned processes. After all, the body is cleansed with tears, sweat, and urine. By the way, how often, how regularly do you sweat? And do you sweat at all? Sweating is nothing to be ashamed of. There is nothing reprehensible or indecent in this. We sweat when we play sports or during any physical activities. Sweating is not a defect. The body releases salts through sweat, thus restoring the acid-alkaline balance. However, the strong smell of sweat should be eliminated because this indicates that the body needs to be cleansed. A moderately warm bath or sauna will be very effective as all the pores open and excess salts are removed through the skin. Acids are the best flushed out by drinking alkaline water and eating alkaline foods, as well as by regular and systematic cleaning of whole body with the special sorbents. Although there are quite a lot of alkaline foods, they should be eaten fresh, since they lose their beneficial properties, nutrition value, and alkalinity when they are thermally processed. Organic foods are expensive. It is quite difficult and labor-intensive to store them fresh. Therefore, to restore the acid-base balance, I recommend alkaline supplements. I'll tell you more about them and another corresponding cleansing programs separately. But for those who want to start alkalizing the body now, I would like to recommend starting with alkaline water. Drink one more time. The water must be pure, of course, 100% natural, containing organic minerals, and not mechanically mineralized by man. For example, there are many places in the world where chalk is mined, but it is not organic calcium. This inorganic calcium is not suitable and can be even dangerous when consumed. An excellent example is an aquarium. If the water is alkalized with baking soda, with organic sodium bicarbonate, the water will be alkaline, yes, but the fish will die because the water is dead. For fish to live, the water must be enriched with organic minerals and negatively charged, bioavailable. Such is coral water, which is a powerful alkalizer. In nature, alkaline water is found only in a few places in the world, and one of them is the small island of Okinawa in Japan. If there are 100,000 long-term centenarians in the world who have exceeded the 100-year mark, then half of them, or 50,000, live in island of Okinawa. They are lucky. They live on the coral reefs, and by drinking the water that washes these coral reefs, they get organic minerals every day. Such slightly mineralized alkaline water is recognized by the body as its own because it is similar to the composition of the human blood and other liquids. Therefore, it is called bioavailable water. I will drink again. Yeah, now you can see here a sachet, a water supplement, where is a coral powder. Put it in. Yeah, corals are not the plants or animals, but a special form of life. This dead coral skeleton contains a full spectrum of organic minerals. When a person drinks such enriched water, which contains organic calcium and other 69 minerals in their natural proportions, which is important, the acid-alkaline ratio in body is gradually balanced. Harmful acids that overwhelm the body, the blood, lymph, intercellular solution, all other body's fluids are gradually neutralized. And if you drink such water long enough and regularly, the body becomes alkaline and the person regains health. Let's check again what the pH will be now after drinking water. No. Now you can see pH is something about 7 or even 7.5, like ideal. The previous is a little bit dry, but you can see now difference. Yeah, you can see if before was about 6, and now is a 7 or 7.5. Now you can see difference, and you understand why I recommend everyone to eliminate acids or to alkalize with this particular water, because this is the safest and repeatedly proven remedy. Drink water, wash away your fatigue and accumulated acids, alkalize, and be healthy.